Okay, let's dive right in. If you want to really win your morning, we're about to break down a super simple but powerful method that can totally transform how you start your day. Let's get to it.
All right, be honest with me for a second. Does your morning feel like a war against your alarm clock? You know the feeling. That sound goes off, and right away this whole negotiation starts in your head. And for so many of us, it's a battle we've already lost before our eyes are even fully open. And this is the trap we all fall into. It's the snooze cycle. The alarm rings. You hit snooze, right? Just 5 more minutes, you tell yourself. But that sleep you get, it's terrible. It's all broken up and low quality. So you do it again and again. And before you know it, you're waking up in a panic, totally rushed and already behind for the day. But here's the thing you gotta remember. This isn't some personal failure. It's the system that's broken, not you.
But what if there was a way to just break that cycle for good? What if starting your day feeling energized and in control wasn't some crazy complicated life hack, but actually a really simple fix? Well, turns out there is one. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Waking up at 6 a.m. is simple? Yeah, right. It sounds kind of crazy, almost unbelievable. But the whole idea we're exploring here is that waking up on time doesn't have to be this huge, complicated struggle we've made it out to be. It can actually be, well, simple.
So really it comes down to two choices, right? On one side, you've got what most of us do, the multiple alarms, the constant snoozing, just total morning chaos. But on the other side, you've got this alternative, the reflex method. We're talking one alarm, instant action, and a calm, collected start to the day. It's a huge difference.
And that's what this is all about. The solution is called the one alarm method. And it's not just a cute name. It's a real strategy, a deliberate plan to help you take back control from the very first minute you're awake. And here's the secret sauce. This whole thing isn't about just trying harder or having more willpower. Nope. It's about science. The goal is to condition your brain, to train it so that jumping out of bed becomes a complete reflex. Like it just happens automatically when you hear that alarm.
So how does that actually work? I mean, conditioning a reflex, it sounds good, but how do you really do it? How do you rewire your brain to create a totally new habit like that?
Well, it all comes down to this idea of a conditioned reflex. Think about it. Right now, your brain hears the alarm sound, and what does it think? Snooze button. That's the association. The goal here is to retrain your brain to create a brand new link. So now, when it hears that exact same sound, the automatic response isn't snooze, it's the physical act of getting out of bed. No thinking about it, no debating, you just do it.
And that's the real magic here. It's all about turning a decision into an action. See, hitting snooze, that's a decision. Lying there for another 5 minutes, also a decision. This method just completely bypasses that whole mental negotiation. The alarm rings, and it's a trigger for action, not a question to be answered. Okay, so here's rule number one. It's non-negotiable. You get one alarm, just one. That's it. You set it for the time you absolutely have to get up. No backups, no just-in-case alarms 5 minutes later. This tells your brain, hey, this is serious. There are no second chances. And rule number two is just as simple and just as important. Zero snoozes. The snooze button, it's your enemy. It's off limits. In this new system, it just doesn't exist anymore. You're removing the temptation entirely. So, to recap, one alarm, zero snoozes. So here's your new morning routine. It's super simple. Tonight, before you go to bed, set just one alarm. That's it. Then when it rings in the morning, your only job is to move. Don't think, don't bargain with yourself, just action. Your feet hit the floor. Make it immediate. Make it non-negotiable. Now look, the first few days are probably going to be tough, I'm not going to lie, but you have to stick with it because you are literally building a new pathway in your brain. And every single time you do this, you're making that connection stronger. Alarm rings, feet hit the floor. Alarm rings, feet hit the floor. You're just drilling it in over and over. You're training your body to have an automatic response, you know? It's no different from how you'd automatically pull your hand away from something hot. You don't think about it, you just do it. And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. This is about so much more than just not hitting the snooze button. When you conquer that very first moment of the day, you start your day with a win, a victory. So let me leave you with this question. What would your day, your week, your whole life look like
if you started every single morning with a clear, decisive win.